Hiya. This video is for the people I'm having a problem with over at the Twitter the Twitter discussion forums. I've wrote this application here. Now they said I was scraping a pin. I'm not scraping no pins. This is the application. You click start and you basically get the Twitter login prompt. You click allow and you get a pin. You enter the pin in the text box. See, I'm not scraping the pin. I click validate. It asks me again for my username and password. Now this isn't in the Twitter API documentation, but it does ask you for this. Now not many people realise that, but there you go, there's your XML page. Now I'm going to click on update to retrieve a new XML page. Then I'm going to process it into this text box down here. Now this text box is the extracted XML. Now what I'm going to do in the application is, after authentication, the web browser is going to be made invisible, so you do not see the XML. All you will see is either a list box, a tree view box, or a simple text box with the extracted XML. Now that's the extracted XML. I'm extracting the created at node, XML node, the text XML node. This is all from status, and that's all I'm extracting at the moment. And I was just figuring out ways to extract the XML, because one of the problems, if you're trying to understand me rather than just criticize me, is that when you authenticate via the web browser, like I've just shown you, you cannot use any other type of request. Otherwise you'll have to re-authenticate the PIN number process. If I tried to use anything other than the web browser, like a TCP client, it would not let me authenticate a web page. It would not let me in. I would have to re-authenticate the TCP client, just as I did the web browser. Now I know you're saying, well, why don't you just, when you're authenticating the TCP client, open it in Internet Explorer? That's not the point. I authenticated via the web browser. Why can't I use a TCP client? That's the problem. It's a stupid mechanism, Orth. Why do I have to authenticate? If the program's authenticated, why ain't the program allowed to access it however it wants to access it? I'm having to use a web browser and extract the XML from the web browser. Now that is my method. It works, and I've got a working application here. If you've got a problem with that, it's not my problem. That's your problem. I'm using it how I see fit. I'm using it the way I want to use it, and I'm not breaking any laws. I'm not breaking any code of conduct. This is a simple application. It's not got any malicious use. All I want to do is write an application. One moment. For Twitter. You know, like everyone else, I just want to write an application for Twitter. Now the problem is when you get a pin with a leading 0, what starts with 0, it fails because the writer of the library is converting the pin to an integer or a double, and it's stripping the leading 0 from the authentication. That is a problem. It needs fixing. Peace out.